Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be creating an awesome app using Code.org, which is called the Addition Calculation app. To start off, I'm actually in Code.org. You guys could sign up, log in, and go to App Lab because we are going to be creating this app in App Lab. So first of all, we need two text inputs. I'm going to put one on the top and one here. Remember to leave a little space in between these two. And then we're going to be adding a label in between these two. In this label, the text is going to be a single addition sign. This is going to show us, our user, that this is actually where they could understand we are doing addition. We're not doing subtraction, multiplication, or division. Then you guys could adjust it in the way you want. So I adjusted mine. I made it plain black. And yeah, after that, we're going to be adding a button. Using this button, our user will be able to see the answer of the equation. So that's why we're going to, text is going to be calculate. And after that, I kind of adjusted everything, and this is how my button looks now. And after that, we're going to put a label under it. In this label, the equation's answer is going to pop up. So that's why in this label, there's going to be nothing written in it. I'm just going to delete the text. And adjust the size you want the answer to be and the color you want the answer to be. After I did all my adjustments, now we're done with our design, so now let's get started coding. So we're going to start coding, and first of all, before we get started, I want to tell you guys what's really happening back of this app. So what's really happening with the code is that our user is going to enter two numbers, one in text input 1 and one in text input 2. And then he or she is going to click this button. And when he or she clicks that button, calculate, what's going to happen is our text is going to display in our label too. And that's where they're going to get their answer. So we're first going to start off by adding an on-event block. So on event, button 1 or button calculate is clicked. We're going to set text in label 2, which we're going to get the answer. To get the answer, we need to add the number from text input 1 and text input 2. So that's why we're going to go to math, get this block, and put it in there. Now we're going to go back to our controls. We're not going to do get text, because in that case, what's going to happen, it's going to show the two numbers together. So for example, if we have one here and one here, we're going to get 11. It's putting the two numbers together because it thinks where it's a text, it's not a number. So that's where we're going to say get number. So put the get number block in two of the white spaces and get number first from text input 1, then from text input 2, and add it together. Okay guys, so I know basically the app is done until this code and this design, but I want to add a tiny little bit more to this app. So I went to design and added a new screen called screen home. In this screen, I'm going to be adding a button, which is going to take over the whole screen. So it's going to take over from there to all over here. And then our text for this button is going to be our app name, which is Addition Calculation app. Now I'm going to adjust this text. Okay, so I adjusted it, and you don't have to put this kind of font and button color or now, which is our screen color. you could change all of those stuff, but I'm just going to keep it like this. And now what I'm going to do is we're done with the design part. We're going to be going to code. And in code, we're going to add one more uneven block. But I'm going to add it in front or above our first uneven block we created. So here we're going to say on event button 3, or for me, button 3 is like the big button. On event button 3 is clicked. We're going to set screen 1. Because when the screen is clicked, or which is we set the screen as a button, when this is clicked, what's going to happen is it's going to navigate to our screen 1, and that's where our user is going to do all the calculations, enter the number, and all of the stuff. Now, not only make a little change for our whole app, but let's make a little change for screen number 1. And in here, we're going to be adding another button. So I'm going to be going ahead and adding a button right under our label. So it's going to take over, the width is going to be like, it's going to be all the way over to the other end of the screen. It's going to be looking like this. Okay. Now I'm going to name this text Go Home. Okay. Whenever our user clicks this button, it's going to go home. Go home, we could kind of change it to go home screen or something like that. I'm just going to keep it go home. I made some adjustments to the text and all of that stuff. And then we're going to go to code. And here we're going to be adding an other uneven block, which is above our first uneven block, which is the calculation part we created. And here we're going to say on event, button 4 for me, which is the go home button, is clicked, set screen home. So it's going to go back home for us. Okay, after that, I kind of changed all my backgrounds and all of that. And now it's the fun part, checking out and testing our app. Okay guys, so now let's test our app. And now it actually went directly to our set screen 1, because actually, as our code said, set screen 1 was first. So maybe when you start doing that, it shows you that screen. Just don't worry. Just click go home. And if you want to try the whole app, do that. So click go home and addition calculation app. Clicked. Worked. And now I'm just going to do our casual. 1, calculate, and 2. And it really works. So I really hope you guys had fun creating this app with me. And remember to subscribe and ring the bell button for more videos like this. Bye!